Campbell's comments today. I'm catching up with the boys from SBSR, Southern Reared, Mark Smith and John Stiven. Firstly, John, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Paul.
We've had a few
Good to be back.
Oh, it is good to be back. You guys have to be pretty excited too, just getting this close nearly to D-Day, I suppose.
Oh, we are. It's been a fairly full-on time as it is every year leading into the sales, but to get those videos done and photos done behind you, and then the tour comes along, and we've just finished that in the last couple of days, and now we're fingers crossed we get to the sale in one piece and find some keen buyers.
Mark Smith joins us as well. How are the nerves, Mark? Do you get nervous before these sort of occasions, or is it all in your stride?
Well, we've been doing it for 20 years. It's sort of all in your stride, but we've got a pretty big draft, and it is a bit of a logistical nightmare to get all the horses up there. I'm going to go up a day before to get all the boxes ready and the feeds ready. So yes, it is very stressful. Yes.
And we're doing things very, very differently now. We're doing messenger phone calls to guys in Australia, and we've had a couple of technical issues trying to get it going today. You guys are really getting everything thrown at you this year. That being said, what we want to do and make sure that people get online for this online bidding, firstly, to go and view all of the lots, go to nzbstandardbred.co.nz. That is all of the lots. That includes the Auckland sale and the Christchurch sale, which you guys are more worried about, but make sure you cover off on all of those. And then make sure you get in and register online. Now, you can go to the nzb.co.nz site is one of the easiest ways to do it, to get into the end. You can do it through the Standardbred page as well if you like, but just the straight nzb.co.nz. Well, there's a phone number you can ring if you're having issues getting registered. Is +64 9 298 0055 +64 9 298 0055, and the guys will help you make sure you're all ready to go for the the auction as it starts February 13, which is a Saturday. The actual auction will start on the 14th in Auckland, and then for you guys it goes from 15 through to 17. Do you guys have a parade day as well like they do in Auckland?
Yes, they're paraded in the morning before they start auctioning. They do. Yes, there's a parade in each morning.
Very, very.
Of those 3 days.
Very, very good. I should have actually had this up and going, but I'll throw one of you guys under the bus. No, I've got it already now. So this is the sale and the parade for the Trotters on the Monday the 15th, and it starts at 1 o'clock, which is pretty key. 1 o'clock New Zealand time, which is 11 o'clock where I am here on the Eastern Southern, what is it called? Australian Eastern Southern. Oh, God, someone will be able to tell me anyway. I keep getting it mixed up now. And 5 hours earlier, so about what's that work? About 8 o'clock for the West Australians. And there's going to be a lot of West Australian interest because you've got a lot of horses in both drafts for the West Australians, haven't you?
We definitely have, yes. It's very important. NZB were very clever in how they've actually had the auctioning time, exactly what you said. When we start auctioning at 1 o'clock, as you said, that the guys in Perth are waking up having their cornies so they can go online and start bidding. But yes, there's most families in the book have either got progeny racing somewhere in Australia, so it is very important. Yes, it is, Paul.
Absolutely, and to be aware of what it is. I get told, John, about a lot of people have told me over the journey about getting there a few days earlier and going to some of the parades and having a look at the the Yearlings actually paraded in their own environment. Huge turnout you guys got. I've actually got some, Cam Bray was able to get some footage through to me, and I got some footage of the people that were there. It looks a great turnout that you were able to get for this tour.
Oh, it's the biggest and brightest tour we've had. Probably not so bright on the weather side. It was a bit wet yesterday and a bit dull on the day before, but we can't control the weather. But we've turned on some southern hospitality for those folk that came along, and everyone was brushed up to the nines. And it's as good as we've had, Mark, don't you reckon?
Yeah, well, I went on the whole tour, Paul. So and I reckon the standard of the preparers that are all part of Southern Reared have really lifted their game, and the whole. I think they viewed approximately 68 yearlings And I've got to say, our whole group, I'm very proud of what they're doing and what we're achieving. And it's just a credit to be part of that group. And, we're all rowing the Waka the same way, and it's just really fantastic. And, there's some top-class colts, a lot of great bidders like colts. There's a lot of Captain Treacherous colts and fillies. And then we've got a whole range. As I said, we've got some really nice young horses, aren't by fashionable size, but looking at their types, they're all, ready to go early. And it's a really good range of lots within that Southern Bred group.
I was actually at Benstud a couple of weeks ago, and we'd had a fair shower of rain, and they were weaning horses. And when they were putting them out, Mark Commodore was actually saying to me, it's the first time some of these weanlings have seen rain, and they were in boxes, obviously, when it started raining here in Victoria. Watching this sale, I watched a black colt just go through before and a nice bay one here as we speak. Your horses are pretty comfortable with the rain. It doesn't seem to be phasing them one bit, the climatic conditions for you New Zealanders, does it?
No, they get really used to that here.
It looked pretty unpleasant, but as I said, they're a really good turnout of people, and it's probably key, isn't it, as far as marketing? I mean, I was saying to you guys there before about, giving you a hard time about getting on Messenger and all the rest, but just going that extra yard this year with the COVID and what it's been able to throw up, it just changes the whole environment about how we do things, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, there's another social media website you can have a look at too, Harness Racing Unhinged, which is Nigel Armstrong's social media platform. So for all you Australians sitting there who want to actually look at all the 65 lots, you can go there. And I mean, John and I aren't the most technical people around, and we're just saying, how far our group has gone. Here we are doing a podcast with three of us, and we never dreamt it would reach this level at all. Yeah.
This little bay horse where the old mate just walked past the camera, it is fairly pelting down for this poor little bugger on camera right at the minute. You guys can't see who it is, but he or she is a lovely little type because it looks like it's ready to snow there. Nigel Unhinged, I don't know where he come up with the Unhinged from. I mean, he is one very loose character. I enjoy a lot of what he does. It's very good stuff what he's able to actually achieve there, Nigel. I must say he does a good job promoting, and I love what he does. I haven't had a chance to speak to him. I should catch up with him one day, and it could be a very rare conversation going through. One thing I want to just publicise very quickly before we get into these lots is one of the slogans, John, that you actually put on the email to me, and I've made sure I put it up here so people can see it. But if folk don't buy Southern Bred, Southern Reared, they'll have to race against one. That's a great slogan. I think you should be in part of the marketing department of New Zealand Racing or anyone, mate, because I think it's terrific and it really encourages people to go and have a look at Southern Bred, Southern Reared, doesn't it?
Well, I'm not sure about joining a marketing team, but anyway, we started, after we did this with you the other day, and we decided we were going to do it again today, we just went through, Mark and I, and looked at what we could find that's been recent since that time. Well, blow me down, the 68 odd yearlings there are, just on 30 had done something fairly significant in the last couple of weeks. So, we could have been here all afternoon talking about 28 or 9 yearlings that are current. So we had a hard job to pull some out just to talk about for today. It's Southern Bred, Southern Reared is really, really flying.
It's an embarrassment of riches, really, when you look at your bloodlines. I did one earlier in the week. It's all to promote the sale, so we want everyone picking up the catalogues with Brecon Farms. I think they'd had 31... first or second dams had 31 Group 1 winners in it out of their 36 or something like that. You guys, you got some like Chicago Bear, who we're not going to even mention today. You've got all these other horses there. It's just an embarrassment of riches that you guys have in New Zealand. A lot of the breeders here in Australia would be very, very envious of what you guys are able to put into a catalogue, I must say.
Well, some of the comments on the tour yesterday and the day before was that the amount of people that turned up to have a look at the stock that's available, we've just about become a victim of our own success because the there was almost too many people there. But we'll put on another bus if we have to. That won't be a problem for next year. So, and I'm expecting that'll happen after we're doing all this social media stuff with you, because you get such a reach to people, and with Nigel with what he's done. But the interest is just growing and growing and growing down here.
Don't worry, I've already hit Cambrai up to fly me out next year, so I'll be on the bus, but I might bring the cameras with me as well. So Cam might have just choked on he may have just choked on his coffee with paying all my expenses, but that's okay. I can put it out there and see how we go. I'm not sure which one of you guys is going to start us off, but we're going to start off with lot number 149, and Celtic Arden is this one. Doesn't need a lot of selling when you pick up the catalogue, that's for sure. Very, very closely related to Skyvalley, and we're seeing what he did last week at the Great Southern Star.
Yeah, well, that's one of our draft from Arden Lodge, and that's how she got to be talked about today, because Tornado Valley, been by Skyvalley, and if you go through the trotters available in Christchurch, this is the only pedigree that's there to be had. You get Muscles Yankee coming in, grandfather of What the Hill, who's the sire of Skyvalley himself. So, big opportunity here for someone to get a lovely trotting filly. There's
a bit of pedigree on the page. Some people might say, there's, like you've got down to your third dam, which some of the other pages don't have as many as those. But you just got to be aware that Minuoto, she was unraced and she only had 2 foals herself, and neither of those actually were able to race. So you just basically get a line going straight through it just there. But the mare this is her second foal that she's selling. You're selling at the sale, and the other one has raced and has been a winner already. So that's a good push there for that one, John.
Yeah, it is. That Minuetto was an extremely shy breeder, and so to have a Sundawn filly out of her was an attraction to us to get her in our broodmare band, and you just can't go wrong with the black type from Chelder's Lass. Very, very good family.
Absolutely. Lot 186, I don't have a video for this one. They hadn't got the videos up, and I think, Mark, you were saying they're not going to be putting videos up. But this one, I'm just trying to find my late race sheet. This was, so Christians Have Time beat Krug just recently at Alexander Park. So a few updates to this catalogue.
Yes, I'll talk about this lot. It's the lot. It's our major filly out of one Christian, which is the mother of Christians Have Time, and he just raced at Alexander Park last Friday night, and he beat Krug, and Krug is one of our top 3-year-olds in New Zealand at the moment, and Krug led up all the way, and you had Christians Have Time sitting 3 deep. Maury Mack drove it, and he had no reason to win, and they come to the sprint home, and he was 3 deep, and he got up and he won. He was all over the top of Krug, so it was a really nice win. And lot 186, you've got a half sister by Art Major in this catalogue, and this also goes back to the third dam. You got the One Dream in that pedigree, and she was a very good mare. So, and I viewed that horse on Monday afternoon, and she's a very nice, strong filly. So you've got a very good filly to buy there in lot 186.
She's got the Art Major neck. I haven't seen quite a few of the nicer mares got the Art Major neck, but she's got the Christian Cullen colour. I don't see a lot of Christian Cullens over here that actually race, but they're that light bay, and she's sort of throwing to both, so she's a bit of an enticement, isn't she?
Yes, it is. It's very nice. Yeah, out of that Christian Cullen mare. Yes.
Absolutely. John, we're up to, we've got 2 here. You're looking after me sponsors. I must say, you guys are making me look good here with Woodland Stud. They'll be very happy with the lots, but we're going to promote a couple of American Ideals that have been going really well.
Yeah, well, American Ideal's just coming of age every year. He just gets better and better, and over the years, he's to be fair, he struggled a little bit at the sales from a vendor point of view, but boy, oh boy, he certainly gets the winners going. And this year, there's only 2 American Ideal colts available out of the SBSR draft. And Mark knows more about the 200 than I do, because him and Debbie are preparing them.
Sorry, Mark.
Yes, I'll chime in here. So we got lot 200 sitting here at Shard Farm over there. He's out in the paddock double covered at the moment because we're having very cold weather and rain at the moment. So, and Ideal Kingdom's his name, and he's a great little colt. He's a good doer. He's sort of got that compact look that he'll probably go early as a young horse. That's really good, and Russell Morton's bred it, and it's out of a very good family. And his full brother just won the other day here at Invercargill, and he won very well. It was his first start as a 3-year-old. Alistair Black trained him, and he went out and he caned him. So he was second favourite, first starter. So this is a full brother, and he's a very, very nice and tight, and definitely has that look of going to go early. Yeah, so it's an American Ideal out of a Mikado mare. Yeah,
he's got the nice black colour. That's actually key. So people going through the catalogue too, please be aware there's a lot of updates, and those updates are available on the NZB website and all the rest. But so he's had a full brother. So the mare is had one foal of the races now for a winner. So that's a good push as well, and it's a full brother to Ideal Kingdom. I'm tipping John's going to talk about the next one because it has the Arden moniker about it, the other American Ideal. And this one's half brother. John's been winning a couple in Tassie very recently.
Yeah, Liberal Arden. He's a Sir Lincoln that we sold there 4 or 5 years ago, and he's done a good job for everybody that's owned him along the way. And this colt, being by American Ideal, and with him doing his job in the last couple of weeks. So he won on a Friday afternoon and then again on Sunday afternoon. So that was just a week ago. So, yeah, very current activity on the track there for both those American Ideal colts, and they certainly will fly the flag for the Woodlands horse there, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and this mare, like she's had 3 to the races, and all 3 have won previously. So that's just a huge push. But then you've got one of the fillies has actually been breeding on as well. So it's another important part of the breeding part when they keep producing and breeding on. And there's black type all the way through that family.
Yeah, it's a pretty deep family for Arden Lodge. 1986, Arden Meadow went to WA and won the West Australian Derby. So it's been a good family for us for a long time, and a lot of the progeny have gone to Australia.
He's actually,
good all round.
He's a little bit of a flashy little type too, so which is pretty key as well. American Ideal he just keeps producing and keeps getting better. One of the local breeders over here actually said that he can't believe a stallion that's grown in stature in the last few years. He just seems to keep getting better and better every year, doesn't he?
Well, and he's doing it against Art Major and Better's Delight.
Yep.
So, and then all the new boys coming along. So he's really a very top stallion. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not sure who's going with lot number 230, but this horse is very closely related to Play Filly, who was a 2-year-old winner at Addington very, very recently.
Yes, it's the gentleman that bought it last year. He come on down on the tour, and he didn't actually get to Addington. Scott Elif is his name, and he got Peter Lagan to buy the horse from him, and he was very excited. I got a text from him the other night, and he was a very excited owner buying a Southern Reared horse, and it's winning its first start as a 2-year-old. So that's sort of the what happens on our tour. This guy bought a Southern Reared horse, and now he's now got a winner. So that's just a great story. It raced at Addington the other night. It had to work a wee bit. It got the lead, and it handed up, sat in the trail, and come flying down the straight. It was headed by a couple of horses, but it hung on, and it won well. So yes, that was very good. And of course, we're looking at lot 230, which is Lulu Denario, and this is a half sister. So this is a Sweet Lou out of the Betters Like mare, and we know this family pretty well too, because we're sort of breeding out of another mare out of this family called All Time Glory, and it's a pretty good family, and it goes back to New Age, Cool Age Man family. So it's and then the mother, Southern Delight, she was a very good mare. She she had 3 wins and she broke down, so she probably would have gone on and won a few more. So it's a very good family, that one. Lulu Denario, lot 230.
I think too, people should be aware that that's one of the reasons Sweet Lou was brought out here too, was to cross against Better's Delight mares. So it's a proven cross. It is working, and it was actually, there was a bit of scientific reason behind it too. So it's an important thing when you're buying, and especially if you're buying a filly later on. You got that double residual that you can breed on and improve your own breed as well. Lot 231. We only had to turn the page, John. I'm tipping this one's for you as well in a filly. By Art Major out of the Better's Delight mare. I don't think we have to say too much more other than that. In Goldie Arden.
Yeah, the Better's Delight mares crossing with Art Major are sensational with fillies at the moment. That 2-year-old we just talked about, that cross, Princess Tiffany, just gone through $1 million. It's just happening everywhere with Art Major over Better's Delight with fillies, and there's only 2 available from Bred Southern Reared. So the other one is 376, which we'll talk about shortly. But this filly here, I think she's top shelf, probably a little bit biased there, but she's just had Platinum Stride, her half brother by Captain Treacherous, run 3rd in a Group 1 in Victoria, which got her to be talked about at the minute, and Better Strike, full brother, for the mother, won the Victoria Cup. So Australians know about Better Strike. I think he won the Cranbourne Cup as well, so he had a great time when he went to Australia in his day.
Oh, absolutely, and Better's Platinum Stride, I think that's his 3rd Group 1, and it won't be his last one, that's for sure either, the way he's progressing through.
Yeah, he just looks like he's getting stronger and stronger, and that's making the dam of this filly a top brood mare. She won 9 races herself, and to produce a filly that looks like this, we're very proud to be taking her to the sale.
So, you get an embarrassment of riches, and it goes down to this next horse, which is a Sweet Lou out of an American Ideal mare, Zamperini I'm going to go with anyway. But this horse is out of a half-sister to Boots Electric, who possibly, 3 or 4 months ago here in Victoria especially, wouldn't have rated much of a mention, but now after winning the 4-year-old Bonanza, he could be the next Lochinvar Art, the way the 4-year-old Bonanza's form franks up over the years. It's a race that seems to produce champions, and he won that very, very impressively the other day.
3. Zamperini, a brown colt by Sweet Lou from Glenburn Joy. Glenburn Joy was a 2-win horse, and this is her first foal. She is out of Glenburn Joy, who was the mother of 7 foals, 4 to race and 4 winners, including the Honey Badger, who won 3, Boots Electric, who has had 3 wins in Australia to date, and Smokin' Annie, and to date has notched the 1 win from a limited career. The 3rd dam is Glenburn Rose. Glenburn Rose was the mother of Debnita Rose, who was a 4-win horse and is now at stake. Novena Rose, who won 11 in Queensland for $66,000, and the very useful Chesterton, who was a 16-race winner and won over $130,000 in stakes. Stakes engagements are the New Zealand Sire Stakes and the Breeders' Crown. Lot 353, Zamperini.
Another lot of breeding for all of us. Most of us down here send our mares there to get foaled down and back and foal, and just a great success story for the whole of SBSR.
Absolutely. I think the 4-year-old Bonanza, I think the last 3 or 4 years they've gone on to win the Chariots, the winner of the 4-year-old Bonanza, and most of them place in the Miracle Mile. That's the sort of race that it is. Lazarus won it, Lochinvar Art won it, 2 to come to mind. There is one other one that I'm going to get in trouble for forgetting, but he done the double as well. So it's a time-honoured race, and it augurs well for Boots Electric. And as you say, for Macca, timing can be everything, can't it? Because he is fresh and in everyone's mind right now. And it was a good win because he had no right to win with 100 to go, and he won quite comfortably on the line. So he did a very, very good job on that occasion. The last one...
Well, at that level...
Sorry,
just to finish there. At that level, to have a horse that's boxed in and can't get out, and to to have Greg Sugars, I think, was a driver, wasn't he?
Yep.
To weave a path in that company to do that. It was just an outstanding run. And so I'm sure everyone involved is so excited with the horse.
Oh, they'd have to be. It was exhilarating. And, as you say, in that class, you don't come up with 150 metres to go and not just be looking for a room. I mean, Greg got a holiday because he just had way too much horse, and even when he pulled him, he just went that step too quick on him. He had so much left. So well done to Connections. I'm sure Emilio was really excited about that horse going forward. It's interesting that he didn't have the Stride name to his name, isn't it? So, but anyway, it's those things.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't changed that one.
No. So I wonder
Electric Stride might be the next one.
It might be. The last one we're going to...
Perhaps we should Zamperini Stride.
Or maybe you'll keep it just at Zamperini. You never know. We need Emilio.
Yeah.
Hopefully Emilio's watching this and he's going to get involved, because it's always good when Emilio gets involved in sales. The last one we're going to cover off just very quickly on Zamperini. There was no photos available as I went to get everything ready for this. I'm not sure if they're going to be going up before the sale, but there was only the video. So if people are wondering why that was, that's the reason. The last one we're going to highlight is lot number 376, which is the second of these fillies, John, that you were talking about from Graham Mee's camp. April in Paris. I'm tipping that Graham must have spent a bit of time in Paris during April, because this is a beautiful, beautiful looking filly by Art Major.
Yeah, he's preparing it. Him and Ian will be preparing it for the Taffy Limited, Todd and Fleur Anderson. Jack's Legend just keeps winning it in the States at the moment, and I think that there's a lot more interest from America with their progeny down here. There's only a very small handful of January-born foals available across the Auckland Christchurch sales, but this horse here is that Art Major over the Bettor's Delight again, and there's only two of them in Bred Southern Reared. Very good family, so to get something as close to Jack's Legend as this, another outstanding filly opportunity for somebody.
Absolutely, it is a lovely filly. You guys would have to be, Boyd, you say about the Americans, but you'd have to be pretty confident just off the back of the APG the other day, and how well they sold. I must say how well they were presented too. I think a lot of the breeders went over and above the way that the vendors and that to prepare them and have a quality lot. But sale was up, clearance rates were up, and the confidence level in Victorian racing was well and truly up, which augurs well for this sale going forward. And a lot of people, I was there, a lot of people kept their hands in their pockets, I suppose. I know a gentleman, there was a couple of guys, big buyers, that actually didn't buy at that sale. So you'd have to be a little bit excited as well, just having the Australians and especially the Victorians sitting back with some cash in their pockets.
Well, that's really good news. To see what happened at that sale was encouraging. Obviously, the hottest boy on the planet is Captain Treacherous. The Southern-bred, Southern-reared people have got quite a handful of the Captain Treacherouses that are going to Christchurch. We've probably got the majority of them as a group. A lot of lovely-looking colts and fillies there. So, watch this space in another week. You've
got a couple others we were just going to quickly run over and showcase before we get too far gone. Was I think one was lot 344, which was what was it? Amazing Dream, which it's got a sister racing tomorrow night.
Yeah, so it's on Friday night, actually, Paul. It's the Amazing Dream is racing in Amir's race, the Group 1 on Friday night at Addington. Yes.
And that's a half sister to the lot 340, half brother, sorry, or is lot 344?
It's not a half. It's Amazing Dream is in the third dam down on that page. But Share a Dream is the Art Major colt we got here. And we paraded him on Tuesday morning, and we had 50 or 60 people here, and they were pretty impressed how he's looking. So the guy Josh Dickey, he's got another Art Major colt out of the family that raced in a young gun's heat the other night, a 2-year-old. So, once again, I'm pretty sure with this breeding, this guy is definitely going to be running as a young horse. So, so he's closely related to Amazing Dream, and she's in the Group 1 at Eddington on Friday night. She's drawn handy. I think she's drawn about 5 or 6, so I don't think she'll have too much trouble winning that race at all.
No, and I did a little video preview with Mark Hughes just recently, and I think the Sweet Lou's over the Sun Beach somewheres, I think it was 10 to the races for 7 winners so far in America. It's another proven cross, and that's 314, which is the Dawson Shard lot, which is closely related to Braveview Kelly.
Yeah, so so Dawson Shard. So that's we bought this brood mare, the Sun Beach brood mare, and as John, he loves them, and of course they're going to be I think a great brood mare sire. And when this catalogue went to print, it's a pretty impressive page full of black print there, and 314. We had a lot of interest in him yesterday, and yesterday morning. And he's a nice looking colt, and it's out of a very smart family. And yes, we've got Braveview Kelly's in the Million Series race, Harness Millions, also on Friday night at Addington. And we'll just add a wee bit here about the Woodland Stud, your sponsor there, Paul. The Sweet Lou, they also quinelled a 2-year-old race at Addington just on last Friday night. Won by a horse called Celtic Spirit, and the second horse Can't Find a Better Man, and they were both by Sweet Lou. And it's quite funny, we had Greg Payne staying with us on Monday night, and he was saying, you had a relation with the other night. And I said, because there's just been so much happening, you can't follow everything. And we had a quick look up, and Celtic Spirit is actually out of Shard's Fantasy, and we actually bred Shard's Fantasy. And that's actually, we've also got another lot in there, lot 226, which is a Vincent filly, which is related to that family. So as we said, there's just current winners, as John said, all through this book, just happening every week. So there's so much happening, you can't keep up with it, which is great.
No, and that stallion you just covered off on then, Vincent, was very, very well received at the APG on Sunday afternoon. There was a couple of real cracking-looking fillies, and they sold very well, which was good for connections and good for connections in New Zealand. That there's a bit of positivity. There's a bit of a buzz about them. We've got a foal out in the front paddock, and you're always hoping that they do deliver, especially when you can get in at a bargain basement price like he was early on.
Yeah, I think he'll be pretty well received here as a first offering at the sales. Our filly, she's big and strong. There's a lot of comments made how big and strong she was. So we got a few to offer for Bred Southern Reared, and I think on the yearling we'll definitely be going back to him as a breeder. We've got no foals on the ground this year by him, but we'll be definitely breeding him again.
Alan will be very happy to hear that. Don't you worry about that. If folk don't buy Southern Bred, Southern Reared, they'll have to race against one. It is one of the best slogans going around, John. You should be very happy with that one. I'm impressed with it myself. I like it. It is a good slogan. This is all going to be streamed live. You go to the NZB Standardbred.co.nz site. As I said, you guys will be commencing on the 15th through to the 17th. You only have one of the lots that we've showcased today, but you've got a few others going through the trotting section, and then it ramps right up through the 16th and the 17th of February. Anyone in Australia that wants to register and get involved with this sale, make sure you do so through either the NZB Standardbred site or www.nzb.co.nz. And follow the prompts on how to register. It's very, very straightforward. If you have trouble, just ring +64 9 298 0055, or you can actually ring Cam Bray direct if you actually have Cam's number too. And I'm not being cheeky there. He actually said that he's happy for people to ring him if they're having trouble. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. I wish you both the world all the luck. I wish everyone involved with Bred Southern Reared. I think it's a great way of breeders getting together. Maybe something Australians could do. Some of the smaller studs here in Victoria could look at doing something very similar, because it makes you a little bit more powerful, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It's grown out of all our expectations from when it started, and we talked about that last time with you. And it's we're on a roll, and that's right. If someone out there is training a horse and it's not an SBSR one, they're going to have to race one. That's just it. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. It's been good to do it again.
No, I appreciate it. Just very quickly, John, before you go, I think one thing about a lot of harness racing and what we do, we sort of think we're on our own. To be part of a group, I think it's a key thing to be able to. I'm sure you have get-togethers where you go to people's places and have meals without the entourage of 2 buses going there and the like. So it must make it a little bit more fun to be able to breed and bounce ideas off each other, and I would imagine not always agree, but to just be able to work in with each other and have different ideas.
Oh yeah, We've grown up slowly but surely together as a group, and that's right. We had last year when we were winning some foals, we all come up and had tea one night and just went over a bit about what we do at weaning, and one or two of them said, "Oh, crikey, I didn't do that, or I haven't done that, and haven't seen this." And so we're gonna do some more stuff like that together in the off season, so to speak, and just all learn a bit about what each other does, and all like you say, like Mark said before. The standard of preparation is just lifted year in, year out, and there's an outstanding draft of 68 yearlings going up to Christchurch.
Gentlemen, Mark, John, thank you very much. Good luck on the weekend. I'll be tuning in, and we might even try and have a catch-up afterwards and just a bit of a recap as to how you guys found it all and your clearance rates. And even if there's some that haven't cleared, we might be able to get it out there so people are aware that there's still some progeny around. But hopefully you have a 100% clearance rate and we don't even have to worry about that. Good luck, guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks very much.
All right, boys. Thank you.